Welcome back to the Ann Walker Show on UBN Radio.
Okay, I know everybody enjoyed that. So tell us how you got the idea to do this. Where did it come from? Beach House Way? Go ahead. And jump in anytime, John. You can.
It was Emerson's idea. He came to me and Eric one day and was like, man, I got this idea for this film. And we're like, oh, okay, great. Well, what is it?
It was like that.
Yeah.
And he explained it to us.
That excited.
Another one.
And he explained it to us, and we're just like, man, that's really cool. Write a script. And he did, and it was awesome. And yeah,
go ahead, Em. Where did it come from?
Well, I think where it originally came from is I had a close friend who passed away from the disease that my character plays in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And it was particularly shocking to me just because I do a little personal training as well. And she was one of my longtime clients, and she was a picture of health, very healthy, ate immaculately, organically, vegetarian, exercise, yoga, tennis, and it really...
What did she die?
She died of a brain tumor. It's called glioblastoma, and it's a particularly deadly tumor. What it is it's a hemispheric tumor where it will form in one hemisphere of the brain, and what it will do is it will actually map itself onto the other hemisphere and opens up, and that's also known as a butterfly tumor. And we sort of play on that a little bit in the film. So because of that, the tumor looks quite beautiful, but it's quite deadly. So that really struck a chord with me, and I think I wanted to create something that would demonstrate what I felt through that, what she felt through that, and also what the family felt through that. And that's a little bit of what the film is about. Is it's one guy's struggle with this terminal illness, and with a terminal illness, and it's difficult. I did a lot of work with hospice and preparation, and everybody should do that if you've never had the chance. It's the most beautiful thing. Someone invites you to be there for their death. It's very profound. So through all of that, this guy who's struggling with this terminal illness, we see kind of what happens to him through the eyes of his family, to those that are closest to him.
And John is also in it.
John plays one of my brothers in it, and Eric plays my other brother. And you sort of see what the different family members sort of want to happen under these circumstances. It's a bleak situation, but their own sort of unique way of dealing with it. And there's different versions, and those versions sort of filter out into one through line at the end of the film. And that's...
Well, I like the fact that your films, most of the time, are the ones that I know about, have had social meaning to them. Do you think that's what sort of is driving the production company?
Absolutely, yeah.
A day before?
Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about when we first started, and when we started making our short films. We sat around. I remember I think it was at Eric's pool or whatever.
Yeah.
And you said, we want to make some movies that we care about and that touch other people. And so that's been kind of the main through line with all of the projects that we try to do. And I think Emerson, this whole film came from Emerson, basically. His head, his experiences.
For better or worse.
No, in a great way.
For better.
No, but I think
absolutely. And
the things that touch you, though, are very profound, that touch Emerson Smith the way they do. And so when you're able to put that down, so many people can't write that down. And the fact that you can make that happen. Now, tell me, we talked a little bit about, when we were chatting the other day, about the fact that making small films, talk about that whole adventure of making smaller films or making shorts as opposed to making these larger, bigger films, but still keeping them way down to where they are affordable or you can get financing. So talk a little bit about that and what the process has been for you.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough because, you know, you basically use as many resources as you can that aren't money. And then you're like, okay, now we need some money.
Yeah.
And you do what you got to do. I personally think between the three of us, we have a lot of different resources and talents that each of us have, and we all complement each other really well. And I think we're actually like, we're kind of lucky in a way, even though we have, you know, been doing these smaller films, but the stuff Emerson can do, I can't do. And I think
vice versa too.
Yeah. The stuff
Very,
I
very
feel like I'm
versa.
strong with, I feel like I'm stronger than Eric and Emerson. And the stuff that Eric is amazing with, I think he's better than both of us. So it's kind of this lucky, amazing trio that I think really helps us to make this stuff happen.
How do you get distributing for the film? I mean, you go to the, you're hoping to get distribution, pardon me, through the film festival circuit, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it normally will come from. So, but that's a process too. You have to have money to enter your film into all these different festivals, and then when you get it, you have to go there. They don't. Sometimes they'll send one or two people. They'll be able to pay for them. But
They give you like a free breakfast.
right? Yeah. But it's a tough road to be independent filmmakers and to make these gems of films that mean so much to you and resonate with people who watch it. So
you have to.
When you want to get the money, what do you do to finish it up and to make it?
I think that the project informs the money and informs the talent that you get. And if you can put together a project that means something, like what you said, that has some relevance to people, and whether it's social or other, and it touches them in some way, and the project seems of a high caliber, and I don't mean from a financial standpoint, but I just mean from something that you want to work on, and we're all artists, and especially like you were mentioning, artists in Hollywood and actors in Hollywood, and how it can be a difficult thing, and oftentimes we're forced to do things, or we're only presented with things that don't necessarily feed us in that artistic way.
Exactly.
So true.
And when you can come up with a project, when you can put together a project that does that, it's really an amazing thing. People come out of the woodwork because they're so thirsty, and they're so excited and happy to work on something that means something and that they care about, and that has the potential to touch people. And to when we started this in that conversation around the pool, we were all talking about what's the ultimate goal. You put together a business plan for a production company, and what do we want? And as naive as it is, one of the things that I said is I want to change the world, and it's not really about the money or the fame, but if you can put something like this on film that is similar to what a person is actually going through, and they can look at that and they can say, yeah, I know what that's like, and maybe they can gain some catharsis through that, or they can gain
and
some
it's good
peace
for the families to
and
be
the
able
families
to,
and stuff. So I think if you can approach it with the approach of service and the approach of helping, everything else seems to fall into place, and it really did this way. Everybody from our director Raul Germain, and our other producer, who is in answer to your distribution question, Fred Fontana, has been a tremendous friend and mentor to all of us and myself. And he, he's really helped a lot with that, and he's putting together this premiere with us, and he has his distributors coming in, and
great.
We've had a lot of belief put in us, and we're continuously grateful for it.
That's what happens. You make short films, you get them out there, people see them, and you get experience doing them. You know, they're just
Well, and it's what's amazing is like the integrity that you guys have to like tell the stories that you want to tell, and you know, challenge yourself with the material is amazing, because like how many people do we see just come to LA, come to Hollywood, and just like, oh, we just want to get famous at all costs, you know, and like the fact that there's such artistic integrity behind what you guys are doing is really commendable.
It is.
Thank you.
That's really why I gravitated to you, you know, and becoming friends and everything, because there just seemed something very, very tender and sweet and kind about you. And
You too.
Well,
He fooled you, Ann.
I know.
Well, we all have to go into producer mode sometimes.
Yeah,
that doesn't
exactly.
count. You can still be a nice person.
But you know, it shows though in who you are as a person. You know, watching an acting class, watching you get up and work, the honesty, that whole integrity kind of thing that we see and I see in you. You bring it to whatever you're working on, and I think in writing these things, where you get this idea because you knew someone with this disease, but then you have to write this so that it's a full life, a full meaning of something.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
The writing process is a lot of fun.
I think to a lot of people it is. Other people it's not.
No, I think you, at least when I do it, I have a tremendous responsibility for what I'm writing, and it doesn't matter if the character is fictional or non-fictional, is that you're creating worlds, you're creating lives, and it's fictional, but at the same time, people remember things from film. People, I remember, I can list films off the top of my head that changed my life, literally, that shaped the direction that I go in, and that's really powerful. I don't think that it should be underestimated, and I don't think it should be taken too lightly. I think that there's a responsibility there, and you know, and that it just to like what Blake said, to authenticity, to integrity, to, you know.
And I think that because we are in Hollywood, people don't remember that the small films are the ones that really do, you know, speak to the human condition. And that's why I can't wait to see the film.
You don't think Jurassic World is changing lives?
God would disagree on that.
I love the first Jurassic Park.
I did too.
Me too.
One
I'm
of
still
my
obsessed.
Life-changing films. I just like every time I see a new Jurassic Park movie, they just get like exponentially worse.
Yeah.
It's more and more reductive.
Well, so many of them do.
I haven't seen the new one yet.
And why they can't stop remaking things and come up with brand new stories.
It's because they're not giving money to guys like this.
Exactly.
So we need to change the game.
Yeah.
They've got new stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it starts with what people watch too, and what you know, it's generated by what people are interested in, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But you start putting some better products out there, and people start watching better products as well. But, yeah.
Well, I just think it's great. So tell us, this film, the premiere is not open to everybody, right? Or it is?
It is. There's limited seating, and we are opening up for a short time. It's filling up very quickly, and we've been very, very lucky, and we've had a tremendous response from it. But yes, if your listeners, exclusively for your listeners, if they are interested in coming out,
how can they contact?
They can contact John here. He's heading up that entire department. So, John?
Yeah, you can contact me at johnnybrickner@gmail.com, JohnnyBrickner@gmail.com.
Great.
And yeah, you know.
And it's going to be next Tuesday, the 14th?
It's Tuesday the 14th. There'll be a red carpet starting at 6.
Is that next week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Please don't say next week. We're done.
Yes, I know. I was like, I did the same thing because I have a single coming out that day. I was like, no, it's not next week.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Oh, that's good because the 14th is when your record and the video come out. And then we have the show on the 15th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Works out.
Perfect.
Works out very nicely.
It's a good week right there.
It's a big week.
Yeah. So now, do you have a website for the movie?
Yeah.
And can they go and see the trailer?
Yes.
I know I got it off of YouTube. So Beach House Way.
Yeah, we have. You can get us on Facebook, Beach House Way. Just look it up. Just search it. Like you said, there's links for the trailer. The trailer's on YouTube. You could type in Beach House Way, search for it. We also have our personal production company, which we have all the links to, is adaybeforeproductions.com. So you can go there, find some of the projects we've been working on. You can see some of the on-set pictures we have, all the links to everything.
Yeah, and then is it Beach House Way, the movie is on the Facebook too? Is that the other one?
Yeah, Beach House Way, A Day Before Productions or Beach House Way. Type that in.
How did you come up with A Day Before Productions? The name.
So our first, what we did when we first started the production company, we did 3 guinea pig short films, and each of us wrote and directed one. Mine was the first one, which was a short historic / fictional story about what Harvey Oswald was doing the day before he shot Kennedy.
Oh my gosh, I want to see this.
That was, we called it The Devil in Baseball, and Emerson's in that, and Erica, they're both in it. And so that was my idea. I was like, I'm a big history buff and everything, and I was like, what was this guy doing the day before? He knew this was all going down.
Yeah.
Love it.
Just put yourself in that mindset, and that's what I did, and I wrote it. And so that was the first short film we did, so our name comes from that.
I see.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I can't thank you both, and thank you for calling me, Emerson.
Thank you for having us so much. It's
I'm
been
very
great.
happy to bring you on and have you tell everybody, and I'm looking forward to seeing the film.
Absolutely.
Can't
And
wait.
fingers
Absolutely.
crossed for distribution.
Yeah.
Let's get that out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And
you guys are both invited, obviously.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
He
Come on
works
out.
all the time. About him.
You must stay. Blake, you can go.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
For more information on The Ann Walker Show, you can follow us on Twitter at Ann Walker Show or like The Ann Walker Show Facebook page. And now you can stream both channels of UBN Radio directly to your smartphone or tablet using the TuneIn mobile app.